Oh my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So, I don't think I've ever been so excited and nervous about opening a package. And there's a reason for that. So in the main, again, if you've watched my channel for any period of time, you may recall that I did a video in September 2018 of which I spoke about the Illuminated Tarot by Herzer. And it was a live video, there was conversation happening, but in the main I was talking about my disappointment in the deck because you know, in my opinion, I felt it was quite a lot of money and I wasn't happy with the production quality of it. The cards were very thin and some of the images seemed blurry to me. That video had a lot of hits, and I've never... There's a fine line for me because like most people who I've just realised I forgot my cup of tea. I'm just going to grab my cup of tea. Okay, back with said cup of tea. Yeah, there's a fine line because I, like a lot of content creators, do unboxings, walkthroughs, reviews of decks, and in the main, the reviews are really positive because obviously we've chosen a deck that speaks to us and we think we can work with it. We're not in the habit of buying decks because we don't think we're going to like them. So on the whole, reviews are really positive. And it felt quite uncomfortable for me to have a video out there that was quite negative based on one person's perception, which was my perception about what a deck should look like for a certain amount of money. That said, I did get a lot of response from people, which was quite balanced. You know, some people were saying, well, I've bought these decks before and I love them and adore them. And others were saying, thank you for being honest. And I do pride myself on that honesty. Because like it or not, there is a bit of responsibility when it comes to YouTubing as well, because I do get a lot of messages from people who have said because of your review or because of you know, you giving your thoughts about a certain deck, you've enabled me to buy it. And there's this whole enabling thing, which I've never really been comfortable with because I would never tell somebody to buy a deck. I share my views about decks that I like and why I bought them and how I work with them and what they're good for, etc. So there is a little bit of responsibility, and I would never misinform anybody on my channel either. I'd never say this deck is amazing if I didn't think it was amazing. And when I'm approached by deck creators, which is quite often, and I'm asked, would you review a deck for me or could I send you a complimentary deck, I will always carefully consider that deck, and I have said no to some respectfully, just saying it's not really a deck I would work with. And I'll try and think of somebody else in the community and I'd say, have you tried asking such and such, if I think that that's more in line with a deck style that they are drawn to. Because again, I don't want to, you know, have somebody send their work and sometimes their life work to me for me to say, you know, that I don't like it or whatever. Anyway, a couple of months ago, my good friend Patrick Fogarty, who used to have the channel In the 78 Cards, contacted me and said that he'd bought a deck from Herzer. I think it was the Starlight edition, which I was going to get, and said that he thought that since my review, the images were crisper and sharper and that the cardstock was better. So I was like, oh wow, that's really interesting. And then Justin Michael, who's also a friend of mine who I speak to, purchased the Starlight edition, and he said you can pay extra and get a thicker cardstock with hand painted backs and have a look at these images. And he actually filmed some images for me and showed me close up, and I was in love all over again. To be honest, I didn't know if Carol would sell to me because I didn't know how she felt about the video. I do now, because there's quite a story behind this. So I went on to the tarot marketplace and I had an out of print deck that actually sold for ridiculous amounts of money. That's subjective, of course. And I struggled to work with it, so I decided to let it go. And I put that I was looking for a Carol Herzer deck, preferably at the time the Starlight, because I'd seen 2 videos now, or 2 pictures of the clarity of these cards. And the fantastic and wonderful Jessie Driscoll contacted me and said that she would be prepared to buy a set of cards from Carol in exchange for the deck that I was wanting to trade. So we agreed. And the amazing thing about this story is that Carol saw the post and we were interacting, and Jessie made contact with her, and it turned out that they lived 1 mile from each other in a very small town that most people know most people, and Jessie knew relatives and all sorts, but I'd never actually met Carol and didn't realize how close they lived. So Jessie has been to Carol's house a couple of times since that to look at the cards, sent me photographs. Carol wanted to be sure that I'd be happy, which was really kind and thoughtful, before I committed to agreeing to the swap. And I've just noticed it looks like she's put some samples in. So I didn't in the end go with the Starlight deck. I went with the Illuminated Tarot, which was always the one I wanted first, and the one I bought 18 months or so ago and was disappointed in. I'm going to add here as well, and I hope I'm okay to do this, and Carol, if you do ever watch this video, thank you for sharing your thoughts with Jessie and saying that there's no ill feeling towards me and that you understood my concerns. And I totally respect the fact, having more information now, that this deck, or these deck that Carol produces, are handmade. They are printed. If you don't buy these ones are printed at a printer. They are printed at home. They are added to with paints. They are self-laminated, self-cut. And there's something quite quaint and lovely about that, from a time gone by. And I may, on reflection, been comparing the standard of that particular deck with what you could also buy for that amount of money that might be done, you know, by all singing or dancing printers. From what I understand, and I'll check this out and clarify when I turn the camera around to have a look at these cards. From what I understand, with the thicker cardstock, they are printed by a printer, but Carol goes and operates within that printers to make sure that, you know, she cuts them herself. She does add her own paints on afterwards as well to certain parts, and you can see brush strokes in them, which I think is really amazing. And they are lovingly prepared by hand. So yeah, so I appreciate them. So already knowing that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll have a close-up look at a deck that I've always wanted and hopefully now, you know, is more to my preference in terms of cardstock and image quality. And I also want to say, I think it's a real testament to any deck creator who listens to feedback, takes it on board and offers alternatives. You know, Carol still produces the deck that I originally have, and that's great, and lots of people really enjoy thinner cardstock for shuffling purposes and things like that. But to actually take that on board, make deck, look at the quality of the print, sharpen the quality of the print, and then have alternatives available in terms of thickness of cardstock, etc. Kudos, you know, kudos to Carol for doing that. So let's flip the camera and let's have a look at the Illuminated Tarot, the newer edition. Okay, so there are some samples here, and I believe this is for the Starlight. And if I love these cards, then I will be considering buying the Starlight. So let's just have a look first at this. This is from Jessie. And Jessie, by the way, I just want to say at this point, I'm interviewing Jessie on Saturday here on the Hermit's Cave, because she's got her Kickstarter campaign at the moment for the Crystal Skull Tarot. So I want to talk to her about it, and I want to talk to her about how she got Rachel Pollock involved and everything else. So please do join us Saturday 4 p.m. UK time, and I'll be interviewing Jessie. And I do apologise, this arm that I've got does wobble quite a bit as I move, so I'm sorry if sometimes the camera shakes. So hi Simon, the incense, oh yeah, she said she sent me her favourite incense. It's from me. It's my favourite rose rope incense from Nepal. The samples are from Starlight decks that Carol offers. They are from her, talk soon. So that's lovely. So the Starlight Digital Direct Borderless, number 130, cardstock, hand-painted backs and glitter. Oh wow, and they're the Hermit card. Now look at that, the cardstock, oh look at the backs. Hand-painted and glittered backs are beautiful. And this is, I said there's a bordered version and a borderless version. And this is what I mean, look at the quality now, the crispness, that is stunning. So this is the Starlight deck, which I think if every card looks like this, then I love it. Beautiful. Oh, look at those backs. Starlight Illuminated Tarot, perfect size. Blade borders, printed first generation from the paintings. So this is the cardstock that I received back in September 2018, which for me was a little bit too thin. This is the other cardstock that you can get, which is really thick. And I think Jessie said she believed this to be 400 GSM, but don't quote me on that. But that is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so a couple of Hermit cards there, thank you Carol. And let's have a look at what's inside, and some incense as well. Thank you Jessie for sending that. And this hasn't taken very long to come at all. So the date on this, when she wrote it, was the 27th. We're now on the 5th of March, and there's only 29 days. So it's taken a week, which is pretty good. Okay, I'm going to pause to get in this box because it is really stuck fast. Bear with. Okay, so we're in. Oh, wow. Okay, firstly, this is the incense. Oh, yeah, so this is the rope incense. And I think Jessie sent me some of this before when she sent me some jewellery that she'd made. It smells amazing. Really lovely. And it's this rope that you burn. Wow. Oh, that smells lovely. Rose rope incense, export quality. So thank you so much, Jessie. That is really kind of you. Oh, look at this. So just to show the difference between the Starlight and the Illuminated. Oh, and I love this bag. This bag is beautiful. Really, really beautiful bag. What have we got here? Oh, and there's an extra. It says the Illuminated Tarot, which has the Temperance card. Look at the quality. It's gorgeous. This thick cardstock is wonderful. This is the colour backs that I've chosen. Oh, you can feel the thickness already with this. Look, look at that. Wow. And they are lovely. I mean, to say these are all cut by hand, that is a gorgeous deck. Let me do a comparison. I love this bag too. Let's see. I just need an RWS deck. So this is my RWS. Wow. Wow. That is incredible. Oh, this is like a dream come true. So let's have a close up look. I'm going to zoom in. How's that looking? I don't want to get a glare on the cards, but I need to make sure there's enough light. Oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's give this a little bit of context then. So this is not like a modern deck that you would buy either mass produce or indie, where it's been sent to a printers and designs are uploaded, scanned in, printed off and shipped out. You know, this is kind of psychedelic. There are lots of vibrant, rich colours, you know, saturation of an explosion of colours is Carol's thing. And as Jessie said, she's passionate about that, and that's, you know, that's unique to her and something that she really loves to do. So she painted her original paintings, which were over black and white line drawings of Pamela Coleman Smith's work. So she painted them originally. And, you know, she uses these intense colours. And she's updated her printing method since the deck that I got and had the experience with. So she's printing digitally now. The focus of the artwork is sharpened, and it's really good. It is. I can just see from the first card the complete difference of you know, of the detail compared to some faces I couldn't make out in the other ones. We will be able to see paint brush strokes and things underneath the lamination. So the thinner cardstock, which is the one I showed a minute ago, which is this one. This one is printed at home. So that's what you get if you buy the thinner version, one that's printed at home. But she brings the thick cardstock sheets to a local printer. They print it for her, and then she laminates them at home. She uses a guillotine to cut them. She sits with a corn around her and does them all herself. She paints on some of the cards before laminating them. And then all of the backs are hand painted as well. And I went with this this gold a yellowy gold colour. I thought it was really nice having a plain colour. That said, I am really taken with these backs as well. These glittery backs on the Starlight. So yeah, it's its own thing. It's unique. It's different to other independently produced decks, and I'm really appreciative of that. So shall we have a look? So this is our full card, which I absolutely love. It's gorgeous. Here we have our Magician, just beautiful. Wow, and you can see these real, bursts of energy. I love how the wand that is holding is also making like a lemniscate, and the light pointing down as above, so below. Gorgeous. His belt with the Ouroboros. Wow. I mean, look at that for clarity. Carol. This is incredible, and I can't get over the quality of the cardstock and the cut and everything. It's perfect. This doesn't have any titles or numbers. It is the images. So we have our Empress and our Emperor. Wow. Our Hierophant. Gorgeous use of colour. The Lovers. I love it. What a difference. Wow. Justice. That's interesting that Justice has been put in at the position 8, but there's no numbers of title, so once it's shuffled, it's anywhere, isn't it? But it's really gorgeous. And here we have our Hermit, which I adore this Hermit card. Absolutely love it. Our Wheel. Look at the colours. I love the shading as well. Beautiful. Strength. Wow. Guys, this, for me, from memory, this is a completely different experience. Fair play. I mean, some people might not like the saturation, the colours. I do. I'm quite speechless. Thank goodness that that I've got a deck that I always wanted, and it's, for me, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I love, and this is why I love things like the groovy weight and the tripping weight. And I was saying to myself, when I got those decks, well, these will have to be, my kind of Carol Herzer decks. But now I've got one that has been, handmade with this amazing quality. Just beautiful. Oh, I love the moon card. Look at that. And the sun. Judgment. The world. Love the rainbow effect on this sash that goes around her. Oh my goodness. Wow. So that's our majors done. We have our wand suit, which is beautiful. Just look. This is sharp. Now this was one of the cards that I used as an example, and it's a completely different card. It's wonderful. It's just gorgeous. Thank you also to Patrick and for Justin for, you know, sending me those pictures and saying, look, I know you've had issues in the past, but look at what's available now. And they seem to be clearer. They seem to be better quality. And thank you to Jessie as well for making it possible for doing the trade with me. And for purchasing this so that I could have it. And of course, thank you, Carol, for not holding grudges and, you know, producing a deck of this quality. We go into cups. So I suppose we, you know, I always do it. We will talk about the price. This deck, I believe, is around $125, I believe, and that would work out around £100 in sterling. I believe they were 80. The one I bought, which was the thinner cardstock one, was around 80. I think because this is hand painted, hand printed, or printed, cut, extra paint added, laminated at home, everything else, for a unique handmade deck of this quality, I am more than happy with that, and I will be buying the Starlight edition as well. Look at this, look at the sky. Look at that use of colour. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that. I mean, nothing for me, nothing will ever, you know, ever replace the original Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot, but this deck is probably my favourite already, my favourite version of the original Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot. I adore it. these backs are so smooth and perfect. I mean, these are hand painted. We have our swords. Oh, wow. I mean, come on, look at that. What a beautiful Two of Swords. One of my favourite minor cards anyway, but this is something else. Look at the energy within this card. It's just beautiful. The sky with all the stars. Wow. I'm actually speechless. Look, the detail. And many of you know it takes a lot to render me speechless. Oh. You can see the brush strokes and in the hand. It is just, I mean, look at the intricate detail of the flowers. Just gorgeous. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, look at that. I feel quite emotional. As daft as that might sound, I mean, this is just a look at the sky. It's almost like going through the chakra colours. And we've got it in reverse here, you know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Oh, it's just all there. Beautiful. Oh. I'm in love. And even cards that are usually quite busy, you know, one of the busiest cards in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is the Ten of Pentacles. But this is sharp and clear. It's magical. Beautiful. What a beautiful card. Little rabbit. Wow. I cannot believe the difference. This deck is cut beautifully. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's hand cut and it's lovely. It is thick. I don't know how it will shuffle. Oh, it shuffles like a dream. I'm an overhand shuffler anyway. I don't riffle shuffle. I wouldn't riffle shuffle with these, but this is perfect. Zoom out a minute. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Whoops, what's jumped out? There we are. We have our Three of Cups. Enjoying celebrations, enjoying community, enjoying being part of something. collaboration, working together, just, yeah, appreciation and enjoyment, like-minded people. Thank you, Carol. I absolutely love your deck. This has just become a firm favourite, if not my favourite. And I'm lost for words. Thank you, Jessie, for making this possible, for doing the trade with me, and yeah, for making this happen. I'll be back later tonight, guys. Well, depends how long this takes to edit or get up. It might, you know, Throwback Thursday might have already happened, but I'm coming on later to do Throwback Thursday and to do a, you know, have a look at the Mystic Fairy Tarot. Until next time, guys, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.